Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another pre-market watch list here on the Boiler Room. Good morning, Zach. Glad to have you in here. Joel, checking in. Good to see you. Good to see you. So as usual, we'll hop right into things. Welcome back to another pre-market. There's a few good stocks we're definitely going to be watching here this morning. Many of you already know KODK, Kodak. That's big. Has some cryptocurrency news. HMNY. That looks pretty good. That has some cryptocurrency news. Cena, looking at short. Haven't checked that one in a while, but we got pretty good watch list here this morning, and that's the mornings that I like to have. When they're good, they're good. When they're not so good, it's what it is, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and share the screen. It's 8:43, so we got, a little bit till the market opens. So I'm definitely going to show you guys what I'm looking at. Hopefully you guys can capitalize on some of this today. All right, so let me get that out of the way, pull up this guy, and let's get rocking and rolling. All right, so get down this level 2, get all these time and shares. So first things first, let's take a look at Kodak because everyone's talking about it right now. All right, so Kodak was $3 a share, now $12. So this has already gone parabolic. There's a ton of opportunity in the market today. Wayne, yes and no. So this is definitely parabolic. Kodak has gone parabolic, which means that it's already been, it went monster, it went crazy, right? So with that being said, right, we read the news. We can see that Kodak is thinking about creating a cryptocurrency coin. Well, we know what happens when stocks talk about joining cryptocurrency and so on, but Kodak is it's a big company. Everyone knows Kodak, the camera company, blah, blah, blah. So take a big name company like Kodak, throw cryptocurrency into the mix, and next thing you know, it's booming. It's the next Amazon. Just kidding. It's not the next Amazon, but right? So here's the deal. It's got a pre-market high, 1275. We double topped there, and then we came down. I already have the trend line drawn out on my chart. You can see from where it started, and it's basically following this trend line right now, okay? So as long as this trend line right here holds true, we're still on an uptrend, okay? So whenever I see a stock that's a monster like this, right, it's not meant to be $12. Even with the cryptocurrency news, it's not meant to be $13 a share. It was $3 a share, right? It's not meant to be this. So I can tell you right now, there's a lot of short biased traders watching the stock, myself included. But until it breaks through this trend line and shows us some type of bearish pattern, I will not short it. This is an absolute monster. Honestly, what I would probably see happening with Kodak, if it continues to hold this trend, short sellers are going to try and short it. And if it doesn't go down, they're going to continue to get squeezed out, and they're going to push the price much higher. It's possible that Kodak has already found the top and it will come down today. That's very possible. But what we've seen with these cryptocurrency news stocks recently is once they start running, they usually continue to run because short sellers want them to come down so much. They keep shorting it, and then they keep getting squeezed out, which causes that price to keep getting jacked up. So right now, we're looking for a breakout above 1275 with Kodak, okay? So in my honest opinion, I probably won't touch Kodak long until it holds the trend line, shows me that it's holding this trend line strong, and gets close to that 1275 area. If there is a nice setup before that that shows that it wants to just rip up there, then I would hop in long. So now, if you're looking for the obvious play, it's really just waiting to see if it holds this trend and if we can get back up to this 1275 pre-market high for a breakout. That's the obvious play. But throughout there, in this space here, there might be a little mini setup, a pullback, or like maybe even a little reversal trade. It kind of just all depends, okay? So really what we're doing right now is waiting to see if Kodak can hold its trend line going up to this 1275, and we'll look to see if we can get long on it, okay? Now, Kodak alone just today has traded 6 million shares, and it has a 40 million share float. So it's trading on extremely high volume, and it has a medium sized float. It's not a low float, so don't expect this to be the next LFIN, but it does have the opportunity. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it run all the way up to 15 or even 20. It just depends on how many people are trying to short sell it and how hard it starts squeezing, okay? Right now, it does appear that it wants to push up again and push higher. So we're going to keep Kodak on watch, 1275 breakout, make sure it holds this trend line strong. All right. Another one that had cryptocurrency news this morning is HMNY. HMNY is a very low float stock of 5 million. It's traded 1.3 million shares of volume so far today, and it's up pretty big on some cryptocurrency news. Most of the time, HMNY never holds up its pre-market high, so don't expect for it to break out of the pre-market high. It could, but most oftentimes it never does, and it usually comes crashing down. HMNY is a shitty company. We know that because it went to like $35 a share, and then it went all the way back down to $5. So this is just HMNY's way to try and bring more money back into their market cap by introducing some bullshit news about cryptocurrency. Just joining that cryptocurrency train, just stirring up their own pot is what they're doing. So if you want my honest opinion, I would be more short biased on HMNY, right? I would rather be short biased on a shitty company like HMNY and be more long biased on something like Kodak, right? Kodak, more of a reliable company. They've been around for a long, long time. Although Kodak's price is very low, it started at $3. They're definitely more of a reliable company than HMNY. I mean, HMNY lost all reputation once it went to $30 a share and then back down to $5. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind, is that this is a very shitty stock. It's dirt, it's trash. It will most likely come down, right? So don't get your hopes up that this is going to be the next LFIN or that this is going to go all the way to $35 a share. That was an anomaly when that happened. That doesn't happen very often. So keep HMNY on watch, but I would be more short biased on HMNY, especially after this huge pump. This wasn't a gradual increase like you've seen on Kodak. HMNY was a super big pump up, and it will most likely dump out. It may go up a little bit more, but I can promise you right now, it's probably going to come down at some point today. So I would be more short biased on the stock HMNY. Okay. Moving on to the next one is CNET. I'm going to see how this is doing. Okay, so CNET it's trading on a little less volume nowadays, which I don't necessarily like. But when I look at this, maybe this will work. 5-day, 5-minute chart, maybe. So when you look at it like this on this 5-day, 5-minute chart, this one really looks like it wants to dump out again. I would not be surprised if we see CNET down towards $4 a day or something very close to there. It may not go that low, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it really dump out to $4 because, again, it was a penny stock that was $1. We've dropped down quite a bit from, this day. We did our little spike, and now I think we're going to continue down. So I would definitely keep CNET on your watch for a short bias trade. All right, so far we have Kodak that's potentially a long right now. We have CNET definitely short. HMNY, keep it on watch for a short. It's definitely one that I would consider it to be a short, really. CNET just looks very weak when you look at it on a chart like this 5-day, 5-minute. Again, it is a low volume stock right now, but in the morning, they usually have a little bit of volume. And if you get in on the right time, we should be able to get in and it should be okay. So we'll just watch it. No guarantees that it's going to be a short, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Okay. Then another one I'm watching is TEUM. Okay, so TEUM kind of popped up already. I might still watch TEUM just because when you look at it from like a 5-day chart, you'll see that it's been short sold like crazy and it got hit very hard. So You know, I was expecting a little bit of a short squeeze, which it already did, but I think there might be a little bit more to the long side on it, maybe even up to like this $2.60 area for TEUM. It doesn't look very great right now. It doesn't look that good, but it's possible that some volume will come in and we might see a short squeeze that really pushes up the stock today. So that's kind of what I'm watching there on TEUM. There was another one. What was it? AHRM, is that what it was? AMAR or AMRH. So yeah, also look at this one here, AMRH. AMRH, $3 a share, popped up to 7.2, put in a lower high. Now it's starting to downtrend. It has a little bit of support built up here at the $5.50 area. This one as well, I believe, has some cryptocurrency news this morning. Yeah. So there's something about blockchain, some crypto stuff going on with AMRH here this morning. As you can see, it's starting to squeeze up a little bit because it didn't break through that 550 and it's holding support there. Honestly, this is another good one to watch. Right now, it's kind of performing into a descending triangle pattern. So what you're really watching for is to see if it's going to break below the 550s, this 550 mark, right? That's the line in the sand for a short entry right now is 550. The breakout will be above this downward trend line resistance. So do expect that this will probably pop up to like here, maybe come down again, and then maybe break out, right? It's got to go up, come down, put in a higher low, and then break out, right? So this can both go long and short. The descending triangle pattern is a short seller pattern. If it doesn't break 550, like short sellers want, they cover up, they cause the squeeze, then goes the breakout, okay? So AMRH is another one you should be keeping on your watch list here this morning. I'm trying to look where to go. I don't know why it's not on there. Interesting. So there are quite a few stocks, like I said, moving this morning that should have John, it's still in the trading course. It hasn't changed. It's still right there in the trading course, my man. Now, those are really primarily the few stocks that I am watching. I feel like I'm missing one. Cena, AMRH, Kodak, HMNY. Was MYSZ one? That might be. Yeah, MYSZ was one too, because we had this big red day where there was a lot of short selling taking place. I do believe that it's possible we could see some I do think it's possible we'll see a little bit of a short squeeze, right? Because think about it like this, right? You have a bunch of short selling taking place. These short sellers are going to cover up their position and take their profit at some point, and it might cause this to squeeze up a little bit today. So definitely watch this one. Keep this one on the watch list, right? I mean, it's definitely downtrending, but if it does start kind of turning up, we should see a little bit of a pop here in the morning with short sellers covering up their position. Thank you, Yuri. Thank you. That is the one I wanted to watch. PTIE, big time. We know PTIE was the monster yesterday. It was $4 a share. It's $8 a share right now. It's still really big. That's still up pretty high. So what we're going to do is watch PTIE very closely today. As it's right now, it's red day. It's still lower than the close of yesterday. So far, this is it's becoming red. The stock is very extended. If you look at the daily chart, you'll see that it is up very big. Every time it gaps up or shoots up really high, it always comes down, right? And based on these patterns, it always comes down, right? And that's what we look for. So PTIE, definitely keep this on your watch for a short. It got short sold pretty hard towards the end of the day, and I think what we're seeing here is just a little bit of a squeeze from short sellers covering up. You could see it held a support right on this like $7.90, $8 level. So now it's kind of upturning, but I would definitely keep PTIE on watch for a short. And the reason I say that is, think about it this way, right? This just had news about cryptocurrency, right? Or no, some nasal spray. That's what it was, right? Some like nasal spray. But think about how many people are looking at Kodak right now and HMNY. Those people, although in us included, right? We're taking our attention away from a stock like PTIE and we're putting it towards Kodak and HMNY. So people are gonna, flee from PTIE and they're gonna go towards what's hot now. PTIE was hot yesterday. Kodak and HMNY are hot right now. People are gonna flee to those hot stocks and leave something like PTI, which then increases the chance to see this start coming down. Okay. So let's definitely keep PTI on watch for a short, and my entry for short would probably be below the $8 level. If it does not break $8, we might see it squeeze up pretty good, okay? So again, it's short below 8, long if it holds. Long if it holds, short below 8. Any stock that's short always has long. Any stock that's long always has short plays. Okay, I just throw out my opinion based on what I would like to do initially, right? And even with that being said, you're still going to see some stuff. No, I didn't do PTI, did I? No, I didn't do PTI. Maybe it was yesterday. Now let's see. NQ. Whoa. Okay, that's up pretty big. Okay. So this could be good, right? It's up pretty big right now. What we need to see this do is consolidate sideways and pop up again. If we don't break out soon, this will come down, okay? This is one that will come right back down. So what we could be looking at is a gap and go strategy above $5, okay? This might work out pretty well. Again, NQ, though, it has a big float of 83 million. So without a ton of volume, we won't see it really move too fast, but we can still see a pretty big price jump, okay? Chris, I think the same thing. I think we'll see PTIE spike at the open for short sellers covering their position. So there might be a little bit of a long followed by the drop, okay? So again, NQ, what does it have? Blockchain news, like you guys were saying. Okay, so NQ blockchain news. This could be the gap and go setup, which is usually best just for a quick in and out in the morning. So again, this thing has to consolidate sideways or move up just a little bit. It cannot dump out. If it dumps out, it's going to be garbage. Okay, so we need to see this consolidate sideways like this. Okay, we need to see it move to the right in a consolidation pattern or just a little bit upwards, right? Okay, something like that. We need it to just move either slightly up or just completely sideways. And then we want it to basically push high right above the $5 mark here in the morning. And I wouldn't trust getting in, before the $5 mark. You can get in early as long as you can read the level 2 and understand there's a good chance it's going up. But be cautious at the $5 level because there might be a lot of hidden sellers that'll keep that price down in that area, okay? Like I said, there's a lot of plays a day, and it might break down. And there it goes. Bye-bye. No longer probably going to mess around with NQ because it's starting to break down. NSPR, wouldn't mess with that one. That's a pretty ugly looking chart. ENSV. Too light on volume. I wouldn't mess with that one. But, I mean, that's really all I got here today. I mean, there's a lot of stocks to trade, right? There's a ton of things to watch for and a ton of things to trade. So, again, you have Kodak, blockchain news, cryptocurrency. HMNY, blockchain news, cryptocurrency. If PTI was some nasal spray news, went parabolic yesterday, probably going to short that one. CNET. was probably blockchain news a couple days ago. Now it's kind of flatlining. Looks like it wants to fall off a cliff. Good short there. TEUM, possible squeeze after being short sold so long. You could take a long on that one maybe today. NQ, maybe. So there's a lot to watch. There's a ton. I mean, pick your poison, whatever you want to go with. There's plenty there to make you money today. Okay, guys. So that's really all I got for you. And there might be more coming. It's turning out to be one of those days. It's a nasal spray cryptocurrency. You spray one thing up your nose and then you turn into a coin, right? That's what it was. You spray the nasal spray in your nose and then you yourself turn into a blockchain, right? Crazy. I'll buy that, right? So it's big. It's a big day. There's a lot going on. These are the days that we want to be trading. We shouldn't be trading every day, but we're always here every day hoping that the days prove themselves like this and give us a lot of plays. Okay, so that's all we got here this morning. Now, yeah, that's all I got for you. All the links in the description. Join into the trading course if you really want to get into some action. That's about it. We'll see you guys all tomorrow morning. Again, links are in the description below. Check them out. Feel free, and I will catch you guys all tomorrow morning.